I was looking back through this series that I started a few days ago, and specifically looking at the additional elements that I added into my sketches. And so, as you can see, like these started off, with just the image, and then I started to kind of experiment and push myself a little bit. And so I added a laptop into this particular one. And then this one I added like a wine glass, and then got a little experimental with how I sketched the arm. Another example would be this one where I added a little okra at the top, right? And I wanted to try to push myself a little bit more with my composition, and wanted to do that with particular images or symbols or motifs in my particular, in the sketch. And sometimes it can be a little overwhelming when you are looking at composition and how you lay your images on the page and what you include there. And so I have let's see, I have a few examples where it's like kind of an abundance, you know, of things on the page in my compositions. Let's see, I'm trying to find something to show you. So here I have, a lot of different things in this particular composition. Oh, this is a good one. And like this one, there's a lot in this composition as well, right? And so I am attempting to push myself. And oh, this is another composition that has a lot of different elements on there. So usually I am like a maximalist related to how I lay things out in my images. But for these sketches, I wanted them to be pretty simple and really just capture like a vibe, you know? Um, and so in me building my creative decision making, also just getting comfortable, with what elements I choose, what colors I include in the sketches, what I use in the composition, I decided to just kind of push myself. Oh, I could include this one too. This one has, just a quick sketch of a quick, really an impression or an expression of a couch, right? But really, we're talking about, and then this one is a chair, one of those old school chairs. But I was looking at, like, I wanted to add some type of technology, like some type of media. So I'm gonna do one that has like an iPod in there too, because that's really nostalgic for me. But I'm starting off with a laptop here, and then on this one, like I said, I have the glass, and then got a little bit more expressive of like how I did the arm. And then for this one, I really like this one because it's bringing in some of the other motifs that I really enjoy, which are fruits and vegetables. And this one has like the little okra at the top. So I'm offering this as an exercise. This is the way that I'm like learning how to build, composition in a different type of way. I was gonna say intentional, but really it's just a different type of way. Because like I said, usually I am very much like, let me just put everything, everything on the page, which there's nothing wrong with this. I'm just trying to challenge myself to see what happens, you know, if I just add, like one element at a time. Because I feel like there's something related to my creative practice and composition right now, with looking at different symbols and motifs and like adding, like what looks good on the page together, what I'm actually going for when I put certain energies, certain like symbols and things on the page, like what am I trying to evoke from that, you know? Um, Let's see, do I want to say anything else about this? I think I said everything I wanted to say about that. Um, but this one also, I have a record player in this one. And then this is an example of one that it's just the sketch of the person. There isn't, like an element or a symbol or a motif in there. So what I am offering is to change up your approach to how you work with composition. If you are someone like me who may, be more of a maximalist and like put everything like on the page, like this example kind of depicts, how do you intentionally build, from like one image and then have like just one element, one motif, one symbol, in the image as well with the sketch. I think that I reflected on that in the way that makes sense. Let's see. I think that that's all that I want to say. I wanted to make sure that I share with y'all everything that I wanted to highlight about these sketches. So yeah, that's what I'm offering, like a different way to think about like how you add your elements on the page. If you are someone that starts with like one element, maybe you want to like switch it up and do vice versa, and kind of be more of an abundant approach. Or, if you're kind of in the inverse of that, you may want to kind of play around with just adding one.